Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. I'm your host, Sir Stephen Top of the Hat, the bird at your service. Now we're going to talk about this in a logical matter because there's a lot of problems in the air that you don't see, right? Okay, you're probably working in your office, probably thinking twice, and second chances do unfold in many ways possible, right? You have to be realistic on what you see is what you're getting, right? But you need to understand both sides. You can't just jump on a cliff and go, well, here we go, here we go, here we go. And then we're ending up with a problem that you can't solve, right? Right? You're ending up with the consequences of the lifetime that could consequently destroy the earth. There won't be no more earth if you do the action that I'm giving you or the action that I'm actually physically saving you from, because I need you to understand about second chances of unfoldment. Now, we call it unfolded, right? Because it's still unfolding the whole truth. But you got to be realistic that it's been shown, it's been told to your kids and all the other book scenarios, and you're ending up saying, well, okay, it's been told by my, well, the rest of us, a private connection of mine that's unfolded everything, right? All he has to do is let it play out. He can't fuck up what he's already put up, alright? Because he can't change what's been unfolded. But it's unfolded for good damn reason, but a lot of people can't see the light, right? A lot of people have difficulty of seeing the events unfold in front of their eyeballs, right? Obviously, a lot of people will say the Norfolk Railway is a bad company, right? You have to accept that because they didn't realise what was unfolding was the truth of what's unfolded in front of them. They can't acknowledge the facts, the logic, and the truth, and they can't even be bothered to show their faces and say, we like to apologise or we want to acknowledge this because we saw, let's just say all the people that were booted out knew the truth, right? Their management doesn't. They got different priorities on their lines. Well, they can't do nothing because they screwed up. So it's not my fault, so please take that into consideration, right? The management are going to be like tight asses like this for a very long time. Second chances. We talk about second chances, right? And a lot of people have second chances because they know it's unfolded. People starting to realise it's reality, it's facts, it's truth coming through now. Everything that's unfolding now is all part of all the franchises building blocks. So what happens if you try to do something that is not written in stone? Right? I know every one of you on this planet, right? But I don't often see them unless I meet up with them, right? Right? There are people in your life that may know the secret, the unfoldment and everything else. Let me give you an example, right? A lot of places around Sodor are connected, don't get me wrong. If you don't believe that Norfolk is Sodor, right, you screwed your lines up straight off. Right? You got a fat controller that lives in Norfolk / Sodor and everything is unfolding correctly, right? People believe it because they see it, right? The Norfolk Railway don't give a shit about that. They always think about money first. This is what screws them over, right? Do they ever think about what what we always establish as people's needs, not wants? Right, when they say we need this or we need that or we want that, once they say the want word, that's it, game over. Right? Because they need something to keep the timeline flowing, right? But they screwed up something very big, right? And they're not even realizing what's unfolded is the direction of it, and they just don't realize what's left and right or center, right? Second chances, right, can only come from understanding they've been lied to. People been set up, right, in every direction, right? They're not gonna take, let's say, a person's words for it because they did. Do you know what? They always like to take people's words for it, right? If they didn't see the problem occurred, they should not got involved. As example, they should kept out of it and let it play out. What did they do? They screwed up and fucked up their own bloody problem, right? So the North Norfolk where we are saying, we want customers, we want you to come, we want you to enjoy your day and piss off when you leave the door, right? I don't want you to feel like you've got a chance to go up there. Right, when you go up there, my eyes and ears have always been in place. Why? Because I already know what's unfolding before you jump off the cliff. We talk about second chances, right? But you're unfolding the truth, but you're unfolding the wrong way about it because the management has to work with me. They can't be pissing about with their whatever they do. They're either in or they're out. Right? It's another way of putting it, right? I don't need the management, right? I need to throw them off the platform for taking on a lie. A lie that's defeated a lot of problems. The community, the public, or everybody in the community knows that I'm not what I am, what's been written on black and white paper for a lot of people. But a lot of people, when they read that letter, or they read this, or they read that, right? There's a difference between right and wrong, right? Let me give you an example, right? The reason why we got mistreated the way we did is because there were four people in flaming involved, right? You had Sydney, Devious Diesel, and then you got his wife and Daisy, right? They all played a part in it in every aspect. What happens? That lie has gone through every station in Sheringham, Rayborn and Holt. Lied, 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 lied. What's going to happen to that lie? That lie will fizzle you out because you can't work out he can't do this or he can't do that because he hasn't done nothing. Right? I don't like liars. Right? I never liked liars. Why? They're not honest. They're not being truthful with you. They've been optimistically out of order, and then you're wondering why. Why is so much of this, but it cannot let you down? You got to realise. I was speaking to my mother this morning to deal with this problem, and I told her specifically why certain events unfolded in front of you. But you got to realise, why is this young man outside in the public when he was supposed to be talking in the office? Strike one. Number two, I told her to back off because she was doing it in the wrong place, wrong time. Right? There are things about me that can't be explained all the time. They acknowledge that a lot of people now know I'm a hat. They acknowledge that I can't be fucked up, excuse my language, but it is the truth as it fits. And it shows that don't judge the book by its cover, because that's the last thing you want to do, is really judge the book by its cover. Right? People are going to start asking questions, right? This is why 30 years of the of my family has to be hidden. Why? Because certain people, right? It could be my father, it could be the management, it could be anything. But let's take it for example, the management's been lied to, right? They spread that lie. They told this. They told every employee and everybody else that every employee that's taken on that lie is basically saying, "What the?" They're basically probably having a cup of tea, coffee, you name it, and they screwed themselves over. So what happens when the management gets bent? You throw them out because you can't deal with them. Right? You're ending up, right? You see, Hugh Harkett was planning to put me back on the platform, but I couldn't. because I had to expose that certain part of the time stream that was meant to be told in private. However, it has to be shown in private. You have to acknowledge that she was after information, she was asking details and everything else. Right? I got people I have to safeguard, right? There's a lot of people that were on my side for a reason, right? A lot of people say, look look what you see, because sometimes second chances could come around the corner and say, look, let's give this man a break. Let's give this man something he needs rather than want, right? The management wants the money, right? They're not going to get no more money because I just try to acknowledge to the public, don't go there, don't go there, don't go there, don't go there. Why? Because I don't want them to get hurt, right? When bad things happen, they tend to go wrong every time, right? The management at this moment can't fix their own setup. So let me say this: right, 1,000 people plus myself, and then you've got them all set up in different directions, verbally, physically, and everything else. Who gets the blame? Right, I'm gonna make this as 18 plus because I can't have too many people about it. But let's just say you got the steam team, the diesel team, and you got basically got somebody stuck in the middle. Not just me alone. Right? I balance out everything to make sure everything plays out correctly in every shape or form, right? You have somebody else there. Which see when I stated in the last podcast, I said Daisy's timeline is strictly off limits, right? But do you know why she has a separate timeline of her own? If you put it all together, you will work out why we got booted up, set up, and been sworn at, cursed at, and everything else. And you got to acknowledge that's out of order, that's banned out of order, this is this. Right? It's going to take the management a longer time to figure out. We can't live with that line. We can't live with that. We can't live with this. We can't live with that because we have to acknowledge that it's facts coming through every day for them, right? They're not going to jump off a cliff for everybody, right? I'm not going to say that for everybody, but there are people that are being used, bruised, and everything that's unfolding the way it should. Then you're asking a question that you can't answer. Right? Wagner Lester already thought out my timeline and he said you have done nothing wrong. You're innocent. Because in every timeline, in all the answers that I provided, you're innocent. Right? He said Stephen Topham is innocent. Why? He's passing it on to the cops. He's passing it on to everybody else. Why? Why did he say that I am innocent? Because I never hit anybody on the premises. I never sworn anyone on the premises. I told them to back off, but that's different. So work it out. All the volunteers, all the staff, all got booted out. Boom, 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 boom. Sworn at and even that. Who got the flaming whack out of it? I did, because the innocent bystander, which everybody loves and adores, ending up finding out that there's a corporate or somebody within the building screwed up. There's no acknowledgement of this problem. This problem never happened. Initially, all to the cops layout is that they got a letter, they got screwed because they've been told that. Right, that's strictly on the market. Right, a lot of people don't realise how bad the timeline is. Right, it's in my time stream. It's all good. Why? Right, you're not going to succeed overnight or over day to try and solve this yourself. You need me because you need the support you need. Right? The management are not going to see that because they're too blind. When they're stuck in their offices and they don't see it unfold properly, and they said, look, This man's had 6 years of being away from the railway. He hasn't done nothing more. He hasn't caused any problems. He hasn't done this, and he hasn't done this to begin with. He's innocent, right? They're gonna look. They're gonna backtrack, as they call it, backtracking, right? They're gonna realise that they screwed up, right? So what happens when the person and all the volunteers and all the staff that got booted out? What are they gonna end up with? A public apology. Right, the management at the North Norfolk Railway right now, they all want money, 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 money. I said, leave the Norfolk Railway alone, because all you're gonna get is bad abuse. Right, the people just see it to be going ahead, thinking they got people set up for bloody no reason, and they're not ending up. Do you know what? I tell you the truth, right? A lot of people want to understand why this is all happening all in truth. Right? Of course, it's a standard protocol. But while there's two halves of the story being unfolded correctly, you need us to be combined together to correct the thing. Or correct the problem, correct this, correct that, correct this, correct that. Why? Get it in your heads, will you? There's a reason why I'm here. The reason I'm set in stone for a reason to correct this problem. Why? My family doesn't need it. At this moment, they're bloody in hiding because of the North Norfolk Railway. They're in hiding because they don't want to be a centre of attention. They're trying to sort the problem out you created yourselves. The North Norfolk Railway are guilty. Why? Because they set people up. There's enough evidence on a silver platter, but you need to know how they did it. It's in my time stream, and it's also in the North Thomas and Friends franchise. Get real. Right? So if I told the story of Thomas and Friends, I'd be telling it in the real life event and bang, 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 bang. And then anybody will say, oh shit, oh shit, and oh shit. Right? You now got to realise that the North Norfolk Railway set up all these people up, including myself, and then you're basically ending up with a bad management in the direction at the moment, right? You try to employ a new management. Don't bother because you're going to end up with the same fucking problem in the next 30 years or 40 years at max. And what will happen? Then Richard Topham Hatt will come in and he will sort your fucking problem out. And if he doesn't succeed, then his my granddaughter, will come into play to try and fix up the last piece. But you need to realise, where did you fuck up? This is the thing that the North Norfolk Railway can't work it out, could they? Let me give you an example, right? How many of you actually know what's unfolding but can't say much about it? Right? There's a lot of people that will go to arm's length, try to recorrect this, recorrect that, recorrect this, recorrect that, but then you're ending up with a bad management that needs to be booted out. Period. Right? You don't need a management. Right? They're only there because they think they overhaul hierarchies and they're not. I'm the top person they should be talking to, and they don't acknowledge it, right? They just think, oh, this man's a loony bin. I said, no, I bloody aren't. I'm seeing everything unfold the way that it was meant to be. And while you lot are all sitting ducks, what comes out of the package? I said, the lot of things that are unfolding in very high degree, you're asking yourself a question, right? Let me give you an example, right? That will put you in a position where you have to understand it, right? If I am fully connected to Murder She Wrote, The Bill, Thomas the Tank, and Star Trek of every series, right? That's from the original, the DS9, Voyager, and the Next Generation, and the movies. What do you get? You're asking yourself a very hard question here. This is a hard question to even work out. Why? Past, present, and future. You can't screw it up now because you're screwing up everything else. So the North Norfolk Railway are probably plotting another way to stop me from going on the platform. Right? Second chances. I'm giving it to you. Right? The thing is, you have to learn that every generation has the proper code for it. Right? You are trying to screw up something that was meant to unfold correctly. Right? But it's not fucked up at the moment, so you might get a better chance to get moving forward. Right? You have to realistically put yourselves in a position and realize the Steam team are not the bad guys, nor am I. Right? So exclude us out for a moment and work on the people that are working for the North Norfolk Railway for you now. Right? They don't give a shit about you, right? They have to put you in a position where you can't get round this. Right? They try to tell you, oh, that guy's not allowed on our platform, or this guy can't be on the platform. This guy, we got told by the manager, we got told by this, we got told by that. Do you know why? Because they're non-believers. When people get a new message from the management to say, we don't believe you, we don't believe you, we don't believe you, bust for Buffett, sir! And then bang, what happens? People that don't believe in magic will always come fighting back. Why? When the people don't realise what they're doing is wrong to a point, right? You have to work around a way around this. You got season 4, and then you got the Bad Apple special, then season 5, then the Winds of Change. Now you could screw all of that up just because you fucked up. Right? We have to acknowledge, you got to acknowledge that. The North Norfolk Railway screwed up somewhere. What did they did? They should never booted me out. Something that was not meant to happen. They could rectify this problem right here, right now. Solve the problem without a doubt. Right? Are you gonna allow a management on the North Norfolk Railway to overtake your lives? Which they are. They're making you do this, they're making you do that, they're making you do this, they're making you do that, vice versa, right? You're going to end up with nothing in the end. Why? Right. Let me give you another scenario that you can work with, right? Because I want you to open your eyes and wake up and smell that coffee. Right? You're going to have the problem of a lifetime. I'm trying to clear my name at the same time. But at the same time, you're not giving the benefit of the doubt to realise why. Why? Why am I giving you a second chance of unfolding the story correctly? Why? You know I'm meant to be on that platform. Why? The bad management will always say he's not allowed on there. Right? They just lost their jobs. Right? They're not going to think about you. They're not going to think about me in either any direction. But are they going to care less? No, because they fucked up on the inside. Work it out. How many times that the North Norfolk Railway screwed up and I could sue them and take them to court? As example, I could do that because a lie was spread. A lie, a deceit, which I'm not a lying deceiver. I'm a truther. I'm an honest, caring person on the planet. Of course, I was vulnerable when I was targeted. Of course, I was vulnerable because they take on the weakest person on the block and then ending up realizing they've got the most powerful man on the planet. Think about it. While the steam team of the past, the second generation, know the secret, they summoned me at the right time, at the right place, and wait, why do you think? Let me put this in perspective. My dead grandfather on my mother's side of the family had a fucking clock! A clock that was ticking. right? Mr. Conductor's watch, just like you like to call it, right? Mr. Conductor was watching you all. Why? You can't do nothing now, because now the hat's revealed. Ding, ding, ding. You screwed up. Why? People respect me because I've been had done the story unfoldedly correctly, but I've got my adult half to deal with. But you're not allowing the adult half to succeed. Well, you watch what happens to your Earth as it explodes on you. The Earth will no longer be Earth. It'll be all screwed up. It'll all be tampered with. It'll all be tapestry, as they call it, or any shape or form. There won't be no more second chances. You can recorrect this problem and say, let's get him back on the platform. Problem may be solved because you're recorrecting something that should unfold correctly. So, what happens to the North Norfolk Railway management? They'd be gone. Poof, destroyed. Why? Because they didn't use their heads. They didn't use their thinking caps. So while the real life event is still in play, you can't touch what you can't see. You have to understand it and realize my my stepfather Duck, myself, and my mother are watching you because there's three of us at the moment, right? What happens if we get two more? You'd be screwed up, right? A lot of people realise there's something about me that knows something that you don't, right? Which I'm not allowed a liberty to give, right? Right? A lot of people out there in the real world knows this is a real life version of Thomas and Friends without you realising it. Be grateful for what you got. Sometimes it's a lot harder than than the actual outcome. I said in the other day, where did you screw up? Because of that lie cost your reputation on the North Norfolk Railway. Why? Because you let a female be in an abusive way. Why? She was verbally abusive. Yes, not physically, verbally abusive. She was out of order. Right? Then people say, oh, he's right. When it came to me, they think that I'm physically abusive. No, I wasn't even verbally. I was just standing up for myself. So what happens? A setup was required. So if you couldn't get rid of me, why? Because they blamed something that wasn't true. The management is living a lie, a deceit. Right? They're gonna keep going on this pattern. That pattern will continue on the North Norfolk Railway until the North Norfolk Railway gets destroyed. And the North Norfolk Railway won't exceed any more longer than anything. Why is the North Norfolk Railway so bloody damn important? Because if you destroy it, there will be no more second chances. Why? Because you blew it. Why? I'm giving you a chance to redeem yourself and realise you booted 1,000 people for no apparent reason. That was Steven Diesel's fault. You guys could have jumped in and said, let's rectify all this bloody problem. Right? It's a bigger problem than what you think, right? Let me get you realistic, right? Daisy's timeline is off limits, right? But when you think about it as a whole, it's one big fuck up in her head. And she took abusive action, abusive actions all the way through every porter and guard, myself, everybody. Why? Well, if you think I wasn't being lying to you, I never lied to anybody, right? You got to be realistic and say, look, this person was abusive, but this man wasn't. But the woman was. Why? Right, let me put this in perspective. When you got a set of management, they say one protects the other, right? And they try to flip it over, flip it over, flip it over. And I said, my mother was trying to safeguard me because she has to protect the future. Now that future could be destroyed because of your actions. Your consequences is on the line. right? The North Norfolk Railway won't give a shit. They already broke the law of physics to a point, obviously. So you have Daisy being a bit of a whatever she is. And then you have Divas Diesel's wife, and then you have Divas Diesel himself. And then you got Sydney on top, who was very vulnerable. So you're ending up with you've got this major problem, right? You've been lied to, you've been deceitful, and you've got the setup. You cross that lie over to one person to another, and another person, to another person. Doesn't matter what gender you are, you're passing the buck, right? There are people out there, there's good people out there that know what a lie, difference between the lie and the truth is. The truth hurts, but it will set you free in the end. You're not going to succeed by knowing what shall we do? What shall we do? This timeline is playing out the way it was meant to be. But you screwed up something. Get it in your head. You screwed up, you messed up, and you got the result you want, right? But that's not the true result because I'm safeguarding, right? There will be a day when you're going to be crying wolf, and the people that are wanting me back up there and everybody else, they will realize that what they've been told is a lie. Right? I've been honest with you, told you exactly my background and all everything. Oh yeah, well that we corrected half of the bloody problem. Now think about this, right? You had the management of 2019 screwed you right over, and we're not going to move forward until this problem is rectified. Right? You got a bigger problem in the middle. Right? You can't go forward, you can't go back because you got to move back to sort that problem out. Right? A lot of the management don't know what they got until they lose it. Right? They're stupid enough to take on that lie. They're disrespecting me still. Why? Over 6 years, I could have had six chances to rectify this problem over the year. Doesn't matter when it will be, past, present, or January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. They could have 12 months to try to solve that problem. No. So what happens when everything falls a bloody apart on your shoulders? Now you're asking, why is this management leaving? Why is this people leaving? Why? Because there are people involved in that premises that are bloody tearing you apart, tearing you to shreds. You're not going to be listening to everybody, Tom, Dick, and Harry on that platform because they're carrying that lie. That lie will end up destroying them because they can't solve it because they listen to other people's lies. Right? So the rumours are spread, the lies are being going round, and people can't pick up from a lie and the truth. I said the truth. I'm telling you. I swear on my mother's grave or my grandfather's graves. I said to you, you be punished when you need to expect it. But you've got to realise from the difference between right from wrong. You may think you were doing the right action at the time, booting out people, telling them to F off and all of that. That's not helping the situation. You made the problem worse than what it is. So when you came to me and you wanted to bloody boot me out, you couldn't. Why? I was safeguarded by people above me in the air, which I'm going to tell you now how it's going to unfold. Right? Get me back on that platform and I'll rectify everything you've lost. You lost nearly 6 years and you want that problem solved. I get that, but you booted out someone that can solve it for you. But you need to get real on the actual facts. Right? The third generation, right, at this moment is safeguarded by me. Why? All my Steam team are all safeguarded, but why? They've seen things that you don't get a chance to see. Why? You screwed yourselves up. You made yourselves look like prats. You made yourself like say money, 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 money. It's always funny. The management can't blame do nothing because they lost everything under the sun. And then what the big gun is. Number five comes along. I come along to say, now who's in charge? Who's in charge of that? Wait, wait. Like anybody will be. I will be. Because why? Because I'm the genuine fact controller. You can't boot out something that's real. So why? Why did you screw up what was meant to unfold? Ask yourself a question. You are totally scared because you don't know what to do with yourself. You're totally scared because you don't know what to do, right? The children, the adults, and everybody else, all the adults will say, right, click, click, click. Why? Because they've seen it all unfolded the way it should. But at the same time, while the Norfolk Railway can't see it, they can't unfold what needs to be unfolded. You're basically damaging what should not be damaged, basically. You've got damaged goods. Not all of it, but let's just say you've got a DMU, B3, I would say, third generation, obviously, and then you're trying to work it all out in your head and say, what did we do wrong? What did we did wrong? Let's say all the diesel team are all fucked up in their heads and they don't know what to bloody do. So they screwed up. So what happened? Then you got the Southland station rebuilt. Don't bother building that because in the old style version of it, with all the turntable and everything else, will come back in play. But because it's Figures Town, ding, 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 what would take over that? There will be something, but you haven't noticed it because the building is on the Thomas and Friends franchise itself. The realistic version will take its place, and it will show the steam and electrified trains all working together. Why? You have to get real around this because this is no joke. When you got a problem at the moment, you got, right, the way the timeline is playing out, right, you're seeing everything unfolded the way it should. You're supposed to see Vickerstown all the way to Kirk Ronan, which is Hanstanton, which is Kingsland to Southland, Kingsland, Southland, and then you've got the basically the big Hanstanton, right? You have to be realistic. Last Hanstanton is Kirk Ronan. Boom, boom. Then you got to work out why. Why is that getting connected up again? Work it out. People on the internet know I'm not fit, right? And everybody knows I'm not stupid. They know I'm intelligent, clever, really useful, and kind hearted. Not the other way round. I'm not devious and upset, setting people up. I don't do that type of crap. If you want to put that crap in a Norfolk Railway, watch when it falls down and like a pile of cards. They will lose something they fucked up on. Excuse my language, but that's the way you want to talk or hear or listen. I said the reason why that Norfolk Railway is so screwed up right now is because they believe the lie over everything else they see in front of their eyes. So when they say, "Oh, what do we do about this, sir?" Well, Thomas, we've got to fix this up, haven't we? In every angle. So they want to hear it, but they don't want to see it. So when they see it, that's different because they believe it and they see it. People that don't believe it and see it, they fuck themselves. Excuse my language. But it's the truth. In the logical way, in matters of ways, saying second chances of unfoldment. Well, you're not going to get it unfolded so quickly right now because the Norfolk Railway has to do they're doing all the wrong moves when they don't need to do it all in 1%. They screwed up. They put themselves in a difficult position. They've done it for 6 years and they can't be bothered to sort the problem out there and then and say, we are sorry, we are sorry, we are sorry. Oh, are they going to apologise? No, because they've got 1,000 more to go through. Why? Disrespecting people that have worked there for since 1970s 1980s, 90s, and the 2000s, and you telling them to f off, piss off, you name it, and you're ending up with nothing. And you're now getting basically you're getting the early years, season 4 and 5. Why? Because you screwed up somewhere. So work it out. Keep looking at it. You're supposed to have King's Lynn into Handstanton, which is the biggest town all the way to Kirkmonan. And then you basically got, now you're asking for South Lynn to be added in. I said that'd be a bonus because that is actually the biggest town station as a whole. If you put the old buildings back in and the old rails back in and all of that, that will correct everything. But with a new style Vicarstown in play, you basically got Vicarstown Station. So work it out. You got that plus the extras. You got extra rails you can add right into the other department, and then you got Sutton Bridge, which included the diesel works connection and all of that department. The diesel works department is actually Peterborough Station. Now work it out. Wake up, smell the coffee, and get it done. Why? Because I know the truth. Why? Because it's a fact. It's the logic. It's the truth. Look at the people that are helping you. Look at me, look at everybody else. Are they on the North Norfolk Railway side? No, because they've seen the event unfold of Lincoln unfolded. Why? Because they're not tampering with it, which is what the North Norfolk Railway's done. They tampered with it and they fucked it up. Look at them. Are they going, "Wee, wee, 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 wee. Why is this all happening? Why are we taking on a lie?" They're crying wolf. Why? Because we know they're crying wolf. We know they caused this problem, and you got this big problem over your heads. My mother knows it's a lie. I know it's a lie. Duck knows it's a lie. Why? Because Duck already has done this the first time run. Quick, quick, quack, quack, boom. Why? Now you try and set up a fat controller, which you did. You framed him, you fucked him, and you kissed him goodbye. Why? Everybody else knows I'm still running. Why? Because I got something you need. It's not about the wants, it's needs. The public won't go to the North Norfolk Railway now, are they? When they know they got something bigger than the North Norfolk Railway to say, "Oh, I want 24 quid for the day. I want 24 quid for the day. Oh, 24 quid for the children. Or 50, 60 or 70 quid that you're asking for, right? Are they going to pay for that? No, because they will say, no, thank you. We got something better than you altogether. That's what they will say because the fat controller's here at last, the third gen. And you're not going to believe it? Now watch the things unfold naturally. Because a lot of people know about it, and then while the North Norfolk Railway are crying wolf and saying, "Oh, we got this engine, we got that engine, we got this engine, we got that engine," what will happen is they will screw up and they will say, "What's missing? Why is the engines coming to you? Because of me. Without me, you won't get it." Right? There's a part of the story you have to have integrated. Right? So you're screwed. A real life event, you can't tamper with it because you end up with something different in the end. But you got me. The community knows they got me. They won't lie about the fact that's real truth and logic. What are they going to do about the diesel team now? They're getting punished one by one by one. Why? They all they all crying wolf for something bigger. They can't get that something bigger no more because he's already gone, buried, poof. Why? It's not my grandfather, that's for sure. You asking for something, right? I'm basically not Diesel 10, that's for sure. But he's gone. He doesn't want to get involved. Right? You're asking something bigger and all of this shit and you want all of this ding dang dang dong ding dang dong. I said don't bother. Because while it's unfolding in front of you, when the problem arises and you want something done about it, don't go to the management because they don't know fuck all about it. So when they're all coughing up blood or coughing up the information they got, sometimes a lot of clues will be thrown in your face and you don't know what to do with fucking all of them. Just watch. Then all the clues will come back to me because it's always aimed at me and my son and my granddaughter. Think about it. My granddaughter will overthrow you and we say, oh, we got to obey this, we got to obey that, and all of this. Do you know what? The red tape doesn't always apply to us for obvious reasons. But there are times when we have to obey it to a point, right? There are things in the real world of Thomas and Friends which applies to the fourth gen and the fifth gen, right? The problem is people just don't give a shit, right? While you lot are all thinking that you're all in charge, and I said that Norfolk Railway are a bunch of assholes at the moment. They don't know what's coming at the moment. When the time is right, you will understand why. It's all unfolding in the correct way. It's taken me ages to get people's respect, gain their respect. But you know what? The Norfolk Railway has just lost. They could have had a chance to rectify that problem and say, we are sorry, you can come back on the line. We did not know what was unfolding. It's like saying if you rewind the last 37 years of my life, right, the people that were already on that platform didn't laugh about it, they let it unfold naturally. And it came to you and it came to everybody. Everybody was happy. No arguments, no disputes, no arguments, right? What happened? Diesel teams started to show up in 2012 to 2016, and then everybody started to get bloody abused, used, and fucked up, right? A lot of people said, right, there are times where I don't like a diesel team. How much they are part of the franchise, I have no choice but just to let them get away with their blue murder at the moment. Right? At this moment, they've got no chance because the Steam team have to fight back them to get rid of them. Right? They know that I am in the right, they're in the wrong. Why? They can't abuse me and say, listen, right, if you do this, you're going to end up regretting it. Right, the diesel team must not be on that platform. Why? Setting people up, abusing people, weakening them to a point where they can't work for the railway anymore. They said they came back to me, they ring me up, and they say the railway is not the same anymore. They'll say this and that. I believe whatever they say because I rather believe the truth rather than dishonesty. Why? Just think about it. I get the truth, you and the management of now that kiss your asses and say, believe this lie and you can keep your job. That's a bullshit crap because then you're ending up carrying a lie. Right? You're carrying something you must not. Right? The North Norfolk Railway system at this moment can't work out what is unfolding because they don't know how to help or acknowledge the situation and acknowledge that, and they ending up with one big problem. Right? I'm going to tell you straight. I said, look, screwing my timeline up, which you can't do, it's unfolding correctly, but yes, but it's a little bit difficult than the Tom, Dick, and Harry, isn't it? Right? When the North Norfolk Railway realizes they screwed up from the inside, not the outside, the inside, they will end up saying, "Oh, fuck this." They're gonna say, "Fuck this." Oh, we screwed up. Yeah, well, what did you believe? A lie or the truth? It's the key element to all of it. Now, the truth will always set you free, but then you got to realize how do you put the message that Stephen Topham had the third got set up. Why? Bad management. Bad management still today, right now. You're ending up with that lie on your shoulders. You all got screwed up by just because of four fucking people, not me. I was excluded. I was basically got set up. Yeah, well, NHS nurse on top of that. That doesn't help you. That doesn't help the way rate, and it doesn't help the system. Think about it. What do you do with a bad management, and then you've got an NHS nurse on top? Think about it. A former NHS nurse. The clues were everywhere, and all your brains are configured to do something. That was clue and clue and clue. Why? To tell you to do the right thing for the right reason. Why? You need to understand you were in the wrong up there. The Norfolk Railway are not going to take responsibility because of one truth, one logic, one respect, one person that needs the respect, not the dishonesty part. Look, the person that's been dishonest on you and giving you the lies and deceits on top, they don't deserve their job. Well, one got booted out, and another one, that's two. You got two more to kick out, right? You got two more to kick out, then the lies will flame and kick your ass, right? They probably got your names written on the black list, just like we did, right? You wait till your time, and they will kick you out, and you will end up saying, "Oh, it's a pack of controller's fault," and I will say, "No, it wasn't because it wasn't my fault. I'm still safe." Why? You can't set me up twice. Setting me up twice will be your downfall. And then everybody will blame, and then everybody will blame that that problem will be that problem, that be this will be that problem. It's not going to get you nowhere in life, right? So what you need to do, realize that I'm innocent because I'm already safe with my steam team. They can't blame me twice. So if I'm already safe in my office and I'm doing the job that I was set out to do, what do you think the Norfolk Railway are doing? Are they respecting you? No. Are they are they giving you a bit of a doubt to rectify a problem? No. They haven't got the time anymore, and they haven't got the patience for it. So what happens when the whole thing goes pear shaped for you? Right? A lot of people that know what is unfolding and what's unfolding in truth. I know what's unfolding in truth, but do you? Not all the time. So when we talk about all the problems that you're all going through and acknowledge that Star Trek and my department and all the others, ri- the Hat family is going to exist through the future to the future. Why? The clues are everywhere, in every angle, and you're blaming my family and me with every counteractation. Now back off. Now you see what I mean? You heard it. I'm not using any voice mixing material software or anything. It's real life. Now look at you, probably carrying the burden of your life which you don't need. All my steam team are all innocent, while all the diesel team are all guilty as charged. Why? Because they can't handle the truth. The truth will always set everybody free, but then they will have to come. The porters, the guards, and the security will end up feeling guilty because they carried that lie for so long. I don't need you to carry that lie. There's a difference between right from wrong. Even the cops should know this. Anyway, you got to understand the law of the reason why it's unfolded the way it has. But I'm still in charge, yes. But how much do you think the North Norfolk Road are going to take before they realise they screwed up? It's going to take them a little bit longer for them to realise it, and they will screw up even more and more until somebody can't fix the problem. Right? My mother is already on a case to make sure you guys play your cards right. Because if you don't, then everything else will fall apart, and I will be standing on the sidelines with my wife and my kids will end up kicking your ass. Why? Because you've got nothing left to stand on. Why? It's not the community's fault. It's not my steam team's fault. It's the actual sidelines that you screwed up what should unfold naturally. This is what screws everybody over. Why? Because 8 billion people know about this and the whole community knows about it. Yes, it's a real life event. They can't understand why. Why is it real life? I said it's a real life event from the day one it began in 1845. Wake up and smell the coffee. Thank you very much.